Eurobox presents Mages and Sages, written by Hristo Santulov. Mages and Sages is an enchanting collection of poetic meditations that transcend time and space, blending mysticism, introspection, and philosophical insight into a beautifully lyrical tapestry. The author's word read like whispered incantation, softly yet powerful, drawing readers into a contemplative realm where wisdom and wonder coexist. Today, we have the chance to meet the author's daughter, Maria, who's right now connected with us to give us an insight on his father's book. Hi, Maria. Welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very happy to see you again because this is the second book you're doing with my dad. And you spoke beautiful words about it.
So, your dad's poetry invokes strong sense of ancient wisdom, mystical energy. Where does he draw his inspiration from when writing pieces like this?
My father is a city boy because Plovdiv is a multinational city. So where he goes in his soul to draw from this fountain of wisdom is a secret of his own. But I know a favorite place, a favorite escape of his, and that is in the Rhodope Mountains. And I think the mountains is a place where his soul thrives, and that fountain of poetry opens in him, and he's very happy to share because he's a very warm and loving person.
We know that. The title Mages and Sages, it suggests a world of both magic and wisdom. How do these two forces interact in his creative vision?
I can well say that they are the most important things in his writing, and I can vouch that it is the most important thing in his life. And being a father, being a teacher, being a philosopher, that is, I might say, he truly draws from the treasures of his soul. His life was not easy. He is not some dreamy person, He's an entrepreneur. He has had hard life, but in his books, you cannot see any of that sharpness, aggression, nothing of that sort. It is a life that he lives within his soul and a thing that he shares with loved ones.
So we've discussed the two main themes of this book. So we talked about magic, we talked about wisdom. I think that we also need to add meditation and reflection. I mean, many of his poems feel like meditative reflections. Does he follow any spiritual or ritual practice before writing?
I do not think that he has a practice before writing. What I know very well is that he is a devoted Christian. And he started reading the gospel, and what happened in his life, and I might say in our life, because I was a grown-up person when that started. He was a philosopher at first, and we would say agnostic. But my mom and my mom's family are so tenderly devoted to love in Christ that my dad just trusted it, and he discovered the world of love quite late in his life. But then he embraced it with such sincerity and such his human touch that it grew in him with the time, And I think it is one very important thing that uh, opened his writing, that urged him to put pen to paper.
Wonderful. And ultimately, what do you and your father hope that a reader carries away from this book, not just intellectually, but emotionally and spiritually?
Yeah, that is a very big thing with these uh, poems, as you called them. Uh, the reader should feel that life is beautiful, that life has got meaning, no matter how hard it seems at the moment, and it should give people strength, hope, and belief, but not as a lesson, but as a feeling. When you overcome this, there is such a beauty out there to be reached. Your soul will be fed. It all pays off, and more than that.
Wonderful. Thank you, Maria. Thank you for sharing this message, your father's message. And we wish you and your father best luck with the book.
I'm very thankful to you too, because working with you and communicating with you feels so much like this world of mutual understanding, respect, and with the time, we can say love.
Mages and Sages is not just a poetic work, it is a spellbinding experience. A book to be savored slowly, revised often, and carried like a talisman for those who seek connection with the mystery, the meaning, and with themselves. Mages and Sages, written by Hristo Santulov, is now available in bookstores and digital platform. It's a publication by Eurobooks.